Hello students, today we're doing lesson 1.3, equations. Okay, so in lesson 1.1 we talked about expressions, and those are different than equations, but a lot of kids get them confused. An expression does not have an equal sign, where an equation does. So I'm not going to write down the definition of equation. That's kind of silly because the definition is right there. Equations means you have an equal sign. Okay, so let me show you one. So if I have 14 plus 6 equals 20, this is an equation because it has an equal sign. Okay, if I just had 14 plus 6, then that is an expression. And you will need to know the difference in these two in pre-algebra and algebra. So when we're working a problem in algebra, like this one, we're going to have a left side of the equation, which is 14 plus 6, and we're going to have a right side of the equation, which is 20. Okay, and when we're solving in algebra, so y'all are pre-algebra, so we're trying to do things the way algebra does it, then we go down. We solve this one by saying, oh, that's 20, and then we just bring this one down, and then we have 20 equals 20. Later on, we're going to be checking our equations exactly like this, okay? So this equation is true, and this is why you're going to need to be working it down, because you're trying to find out if it's true or false. So if I had a problem, that same one that said 14 plus 6 equals 21, and I worked it out, then that would tell me that it's false. That's not a true equation, right? Because they are not equal. So this would be, they are not equal, and that's the not equal sign. Okay, so if you have a problem that looks like this equation, x plus 5 equals 9, you can't tell me if this is true or false because we don't know what x is. But once somebody tells us, we'll try this for x, then you can tell me if it's true or false. So if they say, well, let's replace x with 4, then we could try that, and we could say 4 plus 5 equals 9, and that tells me 9 equals 9. Remember, we work it going down, right? And so 9 equals 9, and so this one would be true. But what if we took the same equation and somebody said replace x with 5? Then I would have 5 plus 5 equals 9. And when I did this problem, I'd get 10 equals 9, right? And that is not true, so this one would be false. Okay, so the set of numbers that they ask you to replace it with, like these two numbers, those are called the replacement set, which is easy to realize that a replacement set are the numbers you're replacing the x or whatever your variable is with. So let's look at a couple of examples. So example 1, and these are examples that you'll see in your homework. Example 1 says to solve x plus 29 equals 32 for the replacement set and then they're going to have these little brackets, and this one's going to say 1, 2, 3, 4. They're always, the replacement set's always going to be different. So on this problem, they want you to replace, right, the x with each one of these numbers. So we're going to do 4 different problems because there's 4 different numbers there. So I'm going to take this problem, and I'm going to replace x, first of all, with 1, okay? So I'm going to start with 1 plus 29 equals 32. Is that true? Okay, this one I don't have to work out anything, but I could write it underneath here. 30 equals 32. No, that's false. Okay, so now let's do it with the next number up here. Okay, looking up here. I'm going to replace it with the 2 now. So I'm going to do 2 plus 29 equals 32. Remember, I'm going back up to this problem, and I'm just replacing the x every time. So 2 plus 29 is 31, and that does not equal 32 either, so that one's false. Okay, so I'm going to go back up here, do the x plus 29, and instead of x, I'm going to put 3. So I'm going to do 3 plus 29 equals 32. Well, 3 plus 29 is 32. Oh, great. So we found one that works. So this one I'm going to say is true. And then, so we did the 3. So the last one we're going to do is the 4. Looking up here, okay, trying to bring your attention up there since you can't see me pointing. We're going to do 4 now. So we have 4 plus 29 equals 32. And that 4 plus 29 is 33, so that does not equal 32, so I'm going to write false. So all I did on this whole problem is I took this problem and I put the 1 in place of x, and then I put the 2 in place of x, and then I put the 3 in place of x, and every time I did it, I said whether it was true or false, okay? So that's how you're going to answer those kind of problems. So now I want you to try one on your own. So example 2, you're going to try it on your own. You're going to pause the video after I write it down. So now, example 2 says solve y minus 3 equals 7. For the replacement set, and I'm just going to call it RS for short, for the replacement set, 9, 11, and 13. So what you're going to do is you're going to go put 9 in place of y and say true or false. Then you're going to put 11 in place of the y and say true or false. 13 in place of the y and say true or false. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video and try it on your own. Okay, now that you're back, let's go ahead and try these. So if I had 9 minus 3 equals 7, did that work out? No, because that's 6 equals 7. So this one was false. The 9 was false. Okay, let's try 11. 11 minus 3 equals 7. That equals 8. So that's not true either. That one's false. Let's see if the 13 works. 13 minus 3 equals 7. Well, 13 minus 3 is 10. So that does not equal 7. So this one is false also. So we didn't have, there were no solutions, nothing that worked in the solution set. Okay? And that's okay. That sometimes happens. Okay, you can use inequalities